A train wrecked to spin fire. The NFT analyzer, diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From mint coins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 is a tree to show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital.
Hey, Mega GMs, guys. Welcome to the Swarm Report. Oh, my goodness. I didn't realize how late I kicked this thing off. It's later than I was thinking. I got caught up in a quick chat with Lee here from Cybercentry, who I got to welcome to the show here, man. Yo, welcome to the show, man. It's nice to meet you.
Hey, guys. Yeah, thanks for inviting me on. It's great to be here.
Yeah, really happy to have you here, especially okay, something I was saying to Lee just ahead of the show. Guys, we talk about every day here now. You know, try to recognize the moment we're in here in virtuals like Roadmap or Timeline or whatever. And it's like, man, okay, maybe the Genesis launches are kind of throttled back and weren't as, I don't know, profitable, whatever. Genesis launches just weren't the thing to be focusing on. And we've said here every day, it's like, guys, the thing to be focusing on here is find the projects that are already out, that have launched their token. You've gotten to know the teams a bit. You've gotten to know their products, and find those projects and those tokens that are so under the radar right now that you have the biggest opportunity there. And I think we're right here at this perfect storm, this moment in the crypto market that everybody feels is about to really take off. And it feels like Virtuals is getting ready for its third leg. I think this is probably be its third leg up. And man, this is it. This is the moment. And I think this is one of those teams that I think you really got to be paying attention to. So really excited to be getting into Cybercentry here today and Sentry Agent. I think there's a lot of components to what you're building here. So really excited to get in. Would you mind doing a quick introduce yourself and then tell me what you're building?
Yeah, definitely. So afternoon, everyone. My name's Lee Cronian. My background goes back some years. I might not look 48, but I am 48. I left school in 1994, went into college, and then straight out of college, I joined the Army, the British Army, where I specialised in communications and information systems. So I went through the ranks from soldier to officer. I did 25 years in the British Army, and it was mainly specialising in communications, but more so information security and data protection. So in 2020, I left the Army and I started transferring all my knowledge that I'd gained over the years into cybersecurity. So I set up a company in 2021. It's called Cybercentry, and it was working for government, defence, and the financial sector, which is where I came across cryptocurrency. And then in 2025, decided to launch Sentry and Sentry Agent. Before that point, I'd become a base builder. It's probably going back around 18 months now. Became a base builder, came across Virtuals and started using all their tools to build Sentry Agent. I'm a big fan of Virtuals protocol and all the tools that they provide and the support that they provide developers to be able to build products like Sentry Agent. So everybody asks, why Sentry Agent, why Cybercentry? So it's looking to solve the problem within cybersecurity, which is there's three big areas: high costs, there's no transparency, and therefore there's no trust, and then rigid payment models. There's also the fourth one, which is a massive talent shortage within cybersecurity. So within Cybercentry and Sentry Agent, we believe that the future is decentralized, with decentralized security. And that's helped by blockchain-based transparency. We have on-demand, scalable security, and we're making sure that there's global reach and local affordability. So there is many services that we've set up. We have jumped onto ACP. Before that, we were part of the Virtuals hackathon for 2025, which got us into a good position where we developed a function and the focus was always ACP. So when ACP went live, we were straight into it. We were up to the point of testing on mainnet within about 2 weeks. And now we're sat on 4 services, all functional within ACP. And I'm going to do a quick demo, if that's all right.
Yeah, share the screen down here. By the way, I totally forgot that you were in the Virtuals Hackathon. I don't remember if you were, one of the top 10 placers, but finalist, right?
That's right, yeah. So
Yeah,
there was, I was told there was 130, went down to 18, which I was part of that group. I pitched, and unfortunately I didn't come in the top 10, but I learned a lot from it. And like I said, the foundation that I set within the hackathon, it allowed the project to move fast when it came to launching on ACP.
I mean, hey, we had some of the finalists that never launched and planned to never launch too. And so ultimately I think placement doesn't matter. It's just being recognized as something that matters, I think is awesome. Gravity was asking too, like, where is it? Because I think people already see, look, we had like Deep Brew on Friday, and I think, like, I talk about the moment and what to focus on and how things are changing. It's also changing where people want to focus on like a real product, something that actually has like some product market fit out there and even outside of our bubble here. And so Gravity, this one actually launched last month. And I think, look, I think we all know Cybercentry. We've heard of it. Maybe we haven't gone deep into it, which is why this is so awesome. But I think as we get through today, I think we'll see like way under the radar. I think one of those like really awesome opportunities right now. Like personally, I think that. And then Lee, I don't know control wise where you might see it. For me, it's on the bottom. I have like a little present button like I would see in like Google Maps or something. Go ahead if you want to share and demo some stuff here, which is cool.
Let's go.
We also talk, and I'll just throw random stuff at you. Again, we don't have rules here, but I like when you start talking about, what Cybercentry aims to, solve or where it's intended to be used. And one of them was in the jobs market. And that was something Deep Brew also mentioned Friday. There's, man, I didn't realize it, but, we talk about birth rates. Again, we did on Friday, birth rates just plummeting everywhere. And while I was worried that AI was just straight up going to replace jobs, I hadn't thought of the fact that some of these sectors, there's just not enough people even right now for the jobs that are there. It's not like it's going to replace them. There's so many of the jobs. And if there were people there, they would probably get them. There's not enough people, which is interesting. You identified that. And then after demo, I want to see how people will interact with this and actually use it, which I think is freaking fascinating. All right, let me get this on the screen here. Is that ready to share?
Yeah, so that's up now. Yeah.
Okay, let me remove. Boom. Okay, cool.
So with the as I've mantraed a bit there, ACP has always been the focus for the project, and it's the focus because you can see in the future when Virtuals protocol, when the ACP grows and there's lots of agents on there interacting, using lots of different services, I have started to lead the charge on the security cluster. What does that mean? It basically means that with the developed Web3 defense in depth model, it has positions within there that either current agents can fill or new developers can create those agents to fulfill the requirements of the Web3 defense in depth model. I'm working towards doing what I can achieve. And like I said, I've got 4 services that are currently functional within ACP. But it's me saying, guys, girls, let's come together and try and become a swarm of agents that ticks off every box within that Web3 defense in depth model, so that other agents within the ACP ecosystem can use, or in the future, any user, any organization, any developer can use these functions and facilities to improve their security.
Lee, is this like targeted to humans, or is there part of this that's like helping to secure the ACP itself too? Like, is there an agentic side to it?
Yeah, so on the security of the ACP side, it's not something that I'm currently offering. I am prepared to assist with that, and it will be interesting what Virtual's take is on the Web3 defense in depth model, because it doesn't just protect individuals, organizations, developers. You know, Virtual's protocol is an organization, and by them using some of the tools that are within that model, it will improve their security. My kind of aim on this is that, you know, within Virtuals, we all get secure and then become a little bit bomb-proof against threats that other organizations and other ecosystems are sustaining at the moment.
Never ending in this space too.
Yeah.
Never ending. And I think we've all been hit by him, like in different ways, right? But you guys, either you or a friend of yours has had their wallet compromised and lost something. And I lost all my crypto 8 years ago, something like that. There's so many different threats out there. I mean, I still work for the crypto bats here. Our server's been compromised, right? Our server compromised was a huge problem. We always say it's like, if that ever happens again, game over. I don't know, but it's like every day there's a new incident that pops up that we pay attention to, and it's crazy. After all these years, it hasn't been solved, and I don't know, but a lot of that's personal responsibility and us knowing how to protect ourselves. Why something like this, it sounds like it's just so important, like critical. So we need it.
It's looking at the basics of cybersecurity and implementing them, and it's not difficult to implement the basics. As I go through this demonstration, afterwards I can take you to the Cybercentry marketplace and all the free products that are available on there for an individual or an organization to make use of to improve their cybersecurity stance step by step, little bit at a time.
Yeah, it'd be great.
But yeah, I'll jump onto here. So you can see this is ACP. I've clicked on Cybercentry, and I've just dropped in there in the chat Solana smart contract scan. So if I start that conversation off, it does take a little while to tick through, but it is all under 2 minutes.
This is cool for people who maybe haven't tested Butler themselves yet. That's what you're looking at here. Butler Agent playing around with actually using the ACP. And by the way, this is there is something coming out today in the Virtuals ecosystem, Butler related. A lot of us think it's a either a Virtuals app or a Butler app, like on iOS, on the Google Play Store. It sounds like it's coming today, so stay tuned for that. I think probably even this morning we might hear. So, but here's Butler.
And that's the great point, because it's making or allowing everybody to get access to these services. It's why I'm so excited about ACP and Virtuals, because it could become something significant. I'll send that one off. It's going to tick over. So I've put in Solana smart contract scan. Butler's identified that Cybercentry offers that service. It's asked me if I want to pay for it. 0.65 Virtuals. I've got enough in my wallet for that. Sorry, go for it.
Well, I was just reading the prompt here too. Solana Smart. Okay, so right now Butler's searching for an agent that can do a Solana Smart contract scan. Is that what it's doing?
That's right, and it's selected Cybercentry as a provider. Okay. It gives the cost. It'll say it'll take 2 minutes. Do you want to continue? I've said yes. Off we go.
Okay. And by the way, you're not in the sandbox. You're like live in
definitely.
Real cluster, the real, like they still call it a beta, I think, but like in whatever the current like live instance is, it's live. Really cool.
That's right. Yeah. So we did a lot of testing, around 1,000 transactions within the sandbox, and then once that was right, we clicked for graduation, graduated, and then took it from there. Went through.
When was the graduation, by the way?
It was probably about 2 weeks ago. And then one second. Sorry. I'm zoned out here. 1 second. I need to drop, I'm saying yes, but I need to drop in what I'm actually going to scan. So I'm going to choose something quickly.
And what are you scanning for? Is it like a security report on the token?
So this is basically doing a scan on a token, and there's lots of different use cases. So let's say that I keep getting asked the question, who would use this this product? Who would use it? Who would use the scan? It could be used by a developer, but for me, because of the speed and because of the price of the scan, one of the best use cases is for due diligence. So you've got a token that's coming out or it's already launched. You can do a quick scan on it, see the vulnerabilities and see the threats. I've got my own line. If a token is under a certain percentage for threat, I wouldn't touch it. And everybody's got their own risk that they could work to. Apologies about that. Yeah, it's now going to start working. So I'm there saying yes, but it actually needed the contract address. It's now going to go through the motions. So it's going to initiate the job. It's going to request it from Cybercentry. There's going to be a transaction shortly. And then once that transaction has been completed, it will do an evaluation. And Cybercentry is a self-evaluation. I know that there's projects out there that are stipulating that they verify everything that happens within ACP. Cybercentry isn't part of that. It's independent, and it does its own self-evaluation before supplying the product.
I don't know if I was just, I hope I didn't cut you off there, but what is it checking for? Like, what's the criteria? What helps it score? What rates something higher or lower when we end up seeing this report?
So the tool, it's provided by a partner of Cybercentry called Solidity Scan, and they've got another product called Rust Scan. So it is searching through the smart contract, and it is identifying any known vulnerabilities within that contract. It will also scan through the contract, and it will identify any threats, i.e., this token is not verified, or this token has got a potential dump risk. This token has got its top 10% with more than 5% in the wallet. If I click on here, we'll see some information on this. Can you still see the screen as Rust Scan come up?
We see a link. No, we still see Butler.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me jump back. I will.
This is awesome, by the way.
There. I'll stop sharing there and I'll reshare a new screen.
There you go. So you did a Solana report. Does it work on like all the major chains right now, or Solana maybe base right now?
Yeah, so it works on Solana, which is a separate scan, just Solana, mainnet, testnet, and then all the Ethereum virtual machine blockchains. That's pretty much everything. So you've got another 23 different blockchains, all on mainnet, testnet, and a very other amounts of net. So everything can be scanned at the moment. I believe that Cybercentry is the only scanning agent that is actually doing that at the moment successfully and fully.
I like that, the successfully fully, because there's a lot of talk here. There's a lot of talk.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's great. Like, like tell what you think you can do and what you're working towards. And but I think a lot of these projects may not be able to get there, and that this one is doing it. It's special.
Yeah, so it's fully functional. And again, this isn't me saying this is me and Cybercentry provides everything. This is me, Cybercentry, as the coordinator, using the top quality tools that are available out there, but making them available to everybody at the price that is right, basically. And this, what you see here, it's coming at $1, and it gives all the details about this particular token. It's got the threat areas underneath, and there's lots of different information on there. That one's the Solana scan. If we did a Ethereum scan, there'd be more details on there because it's a more fuller product. It's got AI remediation availability.
Oh, what does that
which
mean?
is quite neat. Basically, if a scan's completed and it identifies a number of vulnerabilities, the AI remediation will actually correct the code within a smart contract, allowing the contract owner to implement change
Oh,
within a smart contract.
dude, really interesting. So a
Yeah,
project team member, whatever, their dev can go use this to find the holes in their contract code, and they can go patch it up and fix it. So it's not just for
exactly.
us to analyze the token to see if it's safe. It's for them to say, did we build it right?
Exactly.
Love
Yeah.
that, dude. Awesome.
The
How is that score, by the way? 48.5 out of 100.
yeah,
Moderate risk.
it's obviously mid, and a lot of the tokens will come with that type of threat score. And the main driver on it is actually the way that the tokens are distributed within the wallets there, which reduces the token's threat score. You can see the alert there. Top 5 holders having more than 10% of a total supply.
Across the five. Wow.
That's not something a dev or a project can do anything about, because if somebody goes out there and purchases that percentage, they own the percentage of tokens.
You know, that's a good point. And it's like that's almost going to be, I don't know. I'm just assuming that's going to be flagged on a lot of tokens. It's just the times have changed here. Okay. So like we got Zora on base, and all these content or creator coins are getting launched, like just thousands a day, it feels like.
Mm.
And it didn't used to work this way, but as of like the past week, as soon as you launch a coin, bots come in and scoop up huge chunks of the token supply, huge chunks, and every token is getting to be like that here. And so I imagine if we scan any number of tokens, probably a lot of them get flagged for that. It's
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
know, it's a bad thing, and it's not like it's just something we should accept either. There's my thoughts. It's you're just highlighting a big old problem we have here.
It's a threat because the system sees it that if you've got the top 5, or yeah, let's say the top 5 holders that are holding more than 10%, if one of them holders sold off the complete bag, it would have an impact on the token. And that's
Huge.
just why it's flagged there. Should we do a Ethereum one
Yeah, let it
quickly?
rip. Yep. How is this different too from something like Iris? And I think their sole purpose right now is like contract audits. Is that a similar thing you're both reaching for, or both building, or is there something that's different between the two?
Yeah, so I was on the call with Iris. Was it this week? Last week, and some of the stuff that they're doing is very similar to this smart contract scanner. I know that they're focusing on X, as to we're focusing on ACP, but I believe that the results will be very similar, because potentially the tools that are being used are very similar, if not the same.
Oh, does that mean even behind the scenes, like even some of the partners are similar? Or just
Correct.
your method
Yeah.
for discovery here, it's similar. Okay.
Yeah. So some of the partners are exact same. There's only so
Got
many
it.
people that are offering the API to produce this.
Well, man, that
Uh,
gets interesting too, because then it's like, how do projects start setting themselves apart? Is it can't it's not just a marketing. There's gonna be a little game of one upping each other as far as more things you identify that the other doesn't, right?
yeah. And
Interesting.
it is definitely interesting. And what a good thing in the future would be to stack all these agents up, run a single contract on all the agents, and just to see what information's gathered from each agent.
Beauty of
Um,
the ACP cluster then, right?
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
that's where that happens. Oh man.
Let me just quickly go and grab a token. Is there any preference? Anyone interested in any particular token?
So we're talking ETH. Is that including base, or just we doing mainnet?
Yeah. So we'll jump on base. Let's Mammo.
Mammo's great. Yeah. Man, Preddy's cooking too. Like, there's some really interesting stuff happening over here, guys. Like, really interesting. Throw out too in the chat if you have any tokens you want to see get a security audit on. We get it free right now, so drop it.
So I'm just going to roll through this. Can you still see the screen? All right. Yeah.
Yeah, not if it
Yeah.
popped up the report yet, but we see Butler.
Yeah. No, it's so yeah. So these parameters are slightly more advanced. It needs more parameters to give you the result. So I need to select the chain, i.e., would it be mainnet or testnet? The platform ID is the blockchain. Clearly, we're on base scan. and then the contract address. So let's go, and we can put these in any order. It's been tested, it works. So mainnet base scan.
What's cool here too, just while you're demoing, I wasn't sure at first, as I'm digging into Cybercentry, again, generally aware of it, and now, the past few days digging in just so much more. And I wasn't sure if this was tailored towards, businesses, enterprise, small businesses, whatever, or if it was somebody like us, the DGens here, the virgins here, and I wasn't exactly sure. And I'm realizing it's both, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That means the number of people that, are potentially customers here is, it's literally everybody. It's everybody. Oh, Pepe on ETH, that's a good one.
If somebody's looking at sorting out their own security, be that just an individual degen, be it somebody who works from home, be it somebody who's got a responsibility in an organization for security, it's definitely worth looking at to see the tools, not just that are on ACP, but also the tools that are within the Cybercentry marketplace.
Yep.
You was on the page earlier. If you click on marketplace, you'll see the vast amount of products that are on there. And like I said, a lot of them are free on there that individuals and organizations can use.
Oh yeah, that's neat. Yeah, dude, we got to get to that afterwards too. Actually, and another quick question. This would be huge if it does it. Okay, could I give it like my wallet address and say, have I given approval or signed any transactions that are malicious?
Yeah, so it's an interesting one. So one of my meetings from this morning with one of the project's partners, it's something in development at the moment. It's an absolute immaculate tool where a wallet address can be added to a platform, and that platform will scan the wallet and all of its connections to say, yes, this wallet that you've just entered has interacted with a known malicious wallet. It could be before the event, or let's say just doing a due diligence check on your own wallets, to after an event where a wallet has been emptied, and then it then allows you to put a track on the wallet, and it would assist with, incident response and potentially fund recovery, which is great.
That's huge because you get your wallet compromised. What's the first thing you do? Usually not even go to save your assets, because usually they're like, they're moving them so quickly. And if you send ETH or whatever to your wallet, they fire it right off. You can't. But the first thing I think people do is go to, I don't know, revoke.cash or whatever that URL is these days. Or I go look at Etherscan, like, what did I sign? Like, what even was it? Did I sign? Did I give approval to everything in my wallet, or did I just sign approval to like one asset? And I did this once. I signed something that only gave approval to trade my Pudgy Penguin assets. And it only took that, but I didn't know. And it took me a while to dig through and see what I even did, what I signed, how much access. If I could just do that through natural language and ask it, and it tells me you signed all these, and this is the one that we flagged, or what, that's huge.
Yeah, it's like when they're doing the investigations, and it's like when you look at ACP and all the interacting agents. Let's say that one of the agents would be a wallet address. It would map out all of its connections to assist with that kind of fund recovery process. That's run through that, so it's completed. Again, it's given us the link. I will click on this. I'll stop share on that one again.
Yep.
And then I will take you to the screen.
I have to put you in touch with, or put them in touch with you, the Cyberkongs, who for a few years now have had a really, really interesting security tool. They're Kongbot, and I'm trying to remember exactly what it does, but it's essentially when somebody is compromised, they go there first, they drop their wallet address, and they've got some kind of little automated thing that will try to recover the assets. We'll do some of this stuff, but yeah, let's connect it and see if we can get some of these big brains working together.
All right. So,
by the way, people love that whole idea of being able to hear your transactions like in an instant like that. That is a killer product.
Yeah, definitely. This is obviously the results being generated in 2 minutes, but it does a secondary scan of the token. So this is now the EVM platform. totally different to the last one that we looked at. So straight away, and I know the reason why this one has come in quite low, and it's been discussed with Virtuals Protocol at the moment. So this platform, one of the threats that it will identify is, has the token been verified? In this case, has the token been verified on base scan? The reason why it's saying security scores unavailable and such a low risk on the threat side is because it's an unverified contract. Now, in this space within Virtuals Protocol, this goes for the majority of the tokens. And that's why it's got such a low threat score there. So there you can see it. Is source code verified? No, it's not. It's a high risk. Hence the score there. I mentioned about the other areas, so it can't read this. I can put another token through that is verified in a minute if we've got the time, and you'll see the score. But just to pull it off, you would have the score there. It says it's taken 3 seconds to scan it. It would give a security score, a number of information through to critical vulnerabilities. And you can also click on the link there and bring up the actual PDF report. When you look at this product, the majority of providers are charging around $59 for this product. But you can see it's on there. It's cost $1 at this point.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, that is one of the problems with some of these things. And actually, it's something you mentioned at the beginning. Things that you're looking to solve is pricing, right? There is a lot of, I don't know, there's some cool tools out there, but everything is so expensive. A lot of it's too expensive to even go test things because you're unsure what the results are going to be and if it's even useful. And would you say $1? Under $1?
Yeah, it's $1 for this report as it stands. One good thing is, and I'm proud to promote the partners that I'm working with, and Solidity Scan and Cred Shields. I'd say that they are the leaders at the moment. And if you said, why do you say that? The reason why I say that is because these guys are involved with OWASP. And for anybody in the security space will know who OWASP are. OWASP create many projects to improve cybersecurity. It's an international organization. It's a charitable organization, and Solidity Scan are heavily involved in OWASP. They actually were part of writing the smart contract top 10. It says a lot about the team and the project as a whole. But yeah, that's why this API has been selected to use within ACP.
Man, great stuff.
Have we got time to run one more so we can see the vulnerabilities? Let's close that one down. I'll go back to virtuals.
And I hope it isn't too distracting, but you mind if I fire off random questions?
Go for it. Yeah.
All right. So this is outside of, I think, just the the security reports, more about agents. And this might not be in like your scope, but like, and I don't even know if this is the perfect question. I don't know if we have like standards for how agents need to be configured and to work together. I guess ACP is how we kind of standardize them, at least in the virtuals ecosystem. But is that something that exists in like the AI agent space yet? Just standards for how these things are configured and working together. Do we need something like that?
It's really interesting. And it goes back to my point right at the start about my excitement working with Virtuals Protocol and working on ACP. For anybody who hasn't gone onto the Virtuals Protocol GitHub, look it up in Google, have a look on there and see the immense amount of products that they've created and templates. Because if somebody said to me, Lee, have you gone out there and coded all this yourself? The answer is no. Virtuals Protocol produce all the templates that people can adjust to suit their needs. That for me is the governance. That is the standardization, and it's absolutely immaculate. Because maybe I'm a bit of a closet geek. Maybe not even in a closet, but I sign up to GitHub, and every single change that goes through the GitHub for virtuals. It's absolutely immense how many emails I received each day where you can see where the guys and girls are working on these templates to make sure that they're right.
And that's the virtuals team that's doing that work?
That's right. Yeah,
Dude,
that's totally right.
They're a different team. We've mentioned that so many times here on the show. That's a different team, and they're real workers. They're very professional, and people that don't get to hear them and haven't met them maybe don't know that. They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're degens, but man, are they actually excellent devs and business people too. It's a great team.
Definitely.
So it's interesting though that they're building the standard, which also just speaks to, I think, the opportunities here in this space, and how if you want to get into a place that is safe and regulated and whatever, it's here. If you want to get into these interconnected agents, it's here. Still, I said we're on the cusp of something really big.
It's like I said about the security cluster and the development of the Web3 defense in depth model. That's something that I've put together with my experience. And if there's anybody out there that wants to start getting involved in development, wants to look at launching their own agent, has an interest in security, I'd definitely recommend, reaching out to virtuals, looking at the GitHub, reaching out to myself, because there's so many opportunities there to be part of this. Definitely.
We probably need to check, because I actually think I see somewhere where our swarm agent could fit in, which is like our wallet DNA, our wallet reputation. I imagine knowing that there's like low reputation wallets in a token is a red flag. So something like that, or the flip side, high quality, the high reputation traders probably says something. So
yeah, this is just ticking over. Yeah, definitely on that. It would be good to connect and see where we can align on them areas.
All right. Are we is it a report generating still?
Yeah. So it's I'm content that it's going to go through. The amount of transactions that I've pushed through this, not a dollar a piece. I'm from Yorkshire, so I've got short arms and deep pockets. So at the time when it was 1 cent, there was that many scans going through. And this is about to drop in.
Nice. Shoot, had a question on the tip of my tongue here. Lost it. It'll come back. But anyway, really, really cool. While this is loading up, okay, so this is the product for builders in the space to use, like devs, but also here in degens. And then I think your project, maybe not on the agent side, but just Cybercentry itself, also like the Web 2 businesses, right? Are you growing in that direction too? Is that part of the goal?
So in 6 months after I'd left the army, I incorporated Cybercentry within the UK, within the cyber security hub, which is Cheltenham. The reason for that is because it's where GCHQ is. GCHQ, government group dealing with digital technology and security. That was the reason why I chose that area. But yeah, that's definitely growing out. 1 second. API timed out. Ooh, I spoke too soon.
Huh.
Let's try again.
Well, let's see, because Gravity's mentioning, probably totally unrelated, but seeing a funny swap interface issue on virtuals. Yeah, I mean, again, it's early. Sometimes this stuff, I don't know, goes down, isn't working flawlessly. We'll see here. It's
there's been the odd glitches. I'm obviously in comms with the virtuals team, and they're generally answering within a minute if something goes down, asking for the details of it. There we go.
Wow, total sidebar, guys, but the base ecosystem's cooking. In fact, it makes me want to just scoop up some virtual token, which I haven't looked at the price, but I was just peeking at the Zora token. I was just peeking at the FX hash token. It's like these tokens from the base ecosystem are just on fire right now. Love to see it.
Just going back to the Web 2 side of things, like I said, working for defence, working for government on contract, and working in the financial sector. Yeah, that's going well, and I allocate a couple of hours each day to that section of the business. But my main effort at the moment is this, and the other 16 hours of the day, I'm fully on Cybercentry. 7 days a week.
Man.
And the reason being is because it could grow into something great. And if at the end of the day I'm able to utilize Sentry Agent and Cybercentry to start filling the skills gap, that would be absolutely immaculate.
Are
It's
these
definitely
Web 2 businesses, are they utilizing any of the agent?
not as yet. So I have a client list. It's currently sat at 750, and I am looking to start, once I'm really content with the performance of Sentry Agent, I've got all 5 services on there, I will start directing these clients to using it, because it is, I'm designing this for use, of organizations and clients. And when I come onto the Cybercentry marketplace, you'll see, yes, Cybercentry is currently paid for using virtuals. In the future, who knows? Will people have to pay for it using Sentry? On the Cybercentry marketplace, it's payments with cryptocurrency, but due to the market cap of Sentry at the moment, it's not hit the prerequisite for BitPay to say, yeah, we'll accept your token as a payment method for your marketplace. So that's gone through this time. I'm just going to quickly click on that link and I'll stop sharing, then reopen that next one.
Would those customers use the agent like a customer service rep? Like they can ask just kind of various questions about security and their ecosystem?
Yeah, so it's interesting that you've asked that question. So I am waiting for a new piece of hardware to arrive, and it should arrive next Thursday. Because this piece of hardware is a piece of hardware that I am looking to program utilizing ACP and Virtuals Protocol. And this piece of hardware could be implemented within organizations. That piece of hardware would replace the requirement of a cybersecurity consultant. That's the vision on that. I'm not going to open the tin fully, but over the next 4 weeks, let's say, if it starts working, it could be pretty ninja.
Yeah, dude, it's so wild. It's so, I mean, again, AI, we'll see these agents replace front ends. We'll see them, function as, again, like the customer service agent, but like more than that, it's not just going to give you these lightweight questions and maybe help direct your question to the person. It'll do that too, but probably to give you some really important information and I don't know, whatever the topic is, these things are going to be just baked throughout these organizations.
Yeah, it's really interesting because the focus of the service that's currently live on ACP, it's called Cybersecurity Consultant. It's currently in learning mode, and it's a test bed for a cybersecurity assessment that's based in the UK, but it's an international standard. The cybersecurity consultant will guide people to success on that assessment. As an example, if they say, right, I'm not sure about question 1, what do I need to implement? How do I need to implement it?
Wow.
The cybersecurity consultant, as it sits now in ACP, it will guide that user through the process to success on the assessment if they implement the points on there. Back to the Ethereum smart contract scan, because I know that this one's verified on base scan. This time, clearly, it's generated the score. Did it in 4 seconds. It's got 21 vulnerabilities.
Which token are we looking at? Do you remember the ticker?
Yeah, so this one was on one of the base scan top 20. Let me just go back to it.
And Carbon Dude, yes. And I hope you get these talks. I just think that this is always where you start to hear and feel the separation between projects. Again, like who's just kind of having some fun, throwing something out there, and that's awesome. It's awesome, but Virtuals is trying to give us the opportunity to bet on just, really great teams and products early before. Like these are opportunities I don't think we ever used to really get. And again, you hear the difference.
Yeah. This one's wrapped Bitcoin.
Okay.
So, yeah, we've got 21 vulnerabilities, low information, some gas ones on there. If I scroll through, it's got a moderate risk. On the threat side, it's saying that no liquidity pair is found. I'll have a look at that and find out why that's picked that one up. But as you start scrolling through, you can see that the source code is verified. A couple of low risk vulnerabilities that are coming out there. For me, if I'm looking at this from a developer's side, I'd be jumping onto this and looking to remediate these findings. If I'm a degen, I'm trading, I want to trade this token, am I going to trade on it? It's got a moderate risk. I'll say now, I come in at 50. If it's under 50, I wouldn't consider it because of varying issues within the token. But if it was something like the last one that we scanned and it was evident that it was the holders, yes, I'd be thinking about it. But the threat analysis side of things, it's currently not something that any other project is doing. They are focusing on the vulnerabilities. And again, with the partnership with Solidity Scan, it's not just the vulnerabilities, it's the threats of the contract as well. And again, you can pull up the report. What I'll just quickly do is I'm going to click on that. I'm going to close this screen down, and then I will show you the report quickly.
Sweet. By the way, I appreciate the descriptions that are in there too. That helps. Like, I'm technical, but not super technical, and like each of those, I would need a little, a little blurb explaining what it's measuring and maybe why they matter. So seeing that there is pretty great.
Yeah, and it gives the remediation underneath it. I mentioned the AI remediation. That is a separate service that doesn't come as part of the $1 scan.
It's great. You got a little upsell.
Exactly.
Great, dude.
So this is a report. You can. I'll just quickly flick through it, but it is an in-depth report that you receive for that $1, and you've got a lot more detail in there in addition to what's actually on the platform.
So I just got to say, so you get this like in-depth report, you get it from your company, which has, and I can't remember the certification, but has this like really important certification, right? I think what I saw, is it a U certification or is it a Cybercentry certification?
Sorry, which certification?
That's either the IASME, if I even say that right, or something like that.
Just something
like this is a certified report.
Yeah. So that element is on the governance assessment, not the smart contract scan. So just to go back to the governance assessment, that is with IASME. IASME is a organisation that has been selected by the government to provide this assessment, and Cybercentry is a certification body of IASME. How have I got there? Through my time in the military, through the certifications that I hold as a ethical hacker penetration tester, and another qualification which is called CISSP. You need these qualifications to provide and assess these assessments. That's on the governance side. But on the smart contract side, there is no requirement for me to have any qualifications to provide this, apart from that I am a partner of Solidity Scan and Cred Shields.
Got it.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely does.
But yeah, you can, with any report, there will always be false positives. So if a developer is wanting to really get into the weeds of the report and to have it assessed, there is an unlock feature here, which again, it's an extra service, and this is where it would cost the $59, but it would be a check just to make sure that it's properly correct, and that if there's any false positives on there, they would be removed from the report. But I think for a quick and fast assessment of a token that somebody is looking at purchasing, it's definitely worth the $1 investment just to make sure that it is stacked up correctly.
Yeah, dude, it's great. It's great if you're going to degen and trade. It's great if you're trying to vet a team and how are their chops, right? Like just deving out their contract. So
exactly.
Yeah, a few really awesome use cases just there, and that's kind of, I don't want to say that's like surface level. It's the part we interact with. It's the part we're gonna see. Dude, really really awesome. Are
The
you? Do
next,
you have? Oh, here we
yeah,
go.
it's just on the marketplace. So you've got this is the screen that you brought up earlier. It's the project's web page, and the marketplace is part of this. I believe that it's important because, like I said, we're looking at the transparent pricing, flexible access, and global accessibility. For me, the project is about this, and the marketplace is what provides that. So within the page, you've got the marketplace. It is split down into 3 sections. So prevention products, what you need to be doing up front, training, if you want to train yourself or if you want to train people within your organization. There is also free courses in there for anybody who wants to start getting involved in cybersecurity. And then the final piece is the management side. How are you going to manage everything that you've set in prevention and training? But if I click on prevention, it's my favorite area. You've got lots of products on there. You can see it's all zeroized. Free VPNs, free mail accounts, free assessment products. Again, that's a paid one, that VPN. Password holders for free. Mail, Drive for free. Lots of different ones on there. There's the Solidity Scan products that are the areas that you're paying in addition to the $1 scan. Here is IASME and some of the ones on there. Penetration testing, Zerowise, because it's a free trial. That's one of the services within ACP that somebody can go on there and conduct a penetration test of their home network or an organizational network, free for 14 days.
Wow.
And then after that, it's only $4 per IP address. Some people might have seen the post on X. These penetration tests are averaging around $1,600 per penetration test. And like I say, if you go on there, you can do it for free. I mean, if you want to do it after that time, it'll only be $4 per device.
That's
within
wild.
your
No.
network.
I know companies spend big money on that. And that was always like a highlight for me, knowing when we were running our pen tests and there were people. I mean, they do it at the to the degree where they actually do it physically too. They don't tell you, they won't give you a heads up, and they'll actually come into the office and see if they can breach your
Yeah.
office and what equipment they can get to. But again, they're doing it on the network side too, and it's something people spend a lot of money on. A lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting, man.
One of my previous contracts was exactly doing that as a ethical hacker on a finance contract, doing physical penetration testing of the company's infrastructure, physical infrastructure. But yeah, it's my experience is what's brought me to this point now. And like I said, I'm putting in the hours, and I'm not going to let up. It's not within my fibre to stop trying to develop, and there is so many opportunities. And as I mentioned, for me, the end goal is having the hardware that I'm looking at developing with ACP and Virtuals Protocol in as many businesses as possible that are going to utilize that as a cybersecurity consultant in an aim to fill the skills gap.
Yeah. Wow. Dude, really impressive stuff. Do you want to go through a little more of the market, or was that it? The marketplace? I think that was it, right?
That's the main chunk of it with the 3 sections. But yeah, I'm open to any questions. If anybody would like me to explain any of the other functions within ACP.
Yeah, guys, please fire them off in the chat, and then I have always endless questions. I'm going to fire some more off here. Let me get my screen shared again, and we can do this kind of like rapid fire.
Yeah.
General like, roadmap. You probably have it on the virtual site and on your light paper, white paper, but if you can like bullet point your milestones, both that you've already hit and what's coming up, let's just even say this year.
Yeah, definitely. So it's all on the website within the white paper area, and it's also on Gitbook, which you can see the link on the Linktree link on the X page. But yeah, so going through each area. So phase 1 was the launch and awareness. That was Q2 of this year. Phase 2 is the ACP integration. That's now been conducted. Phase 3 was looking at more partnerships and cybersecurity providers to bulk out even more the Cybercentry marketplace and to implement a Cybercentry partner program. So that's allowing individuals that want to get into the cybersecurity space, going through an amount of training with myself to then develop not a franchise, it is let's call it a sole trader who wants to offer the services that are available with Cybercentry. It's basically becoming a partner of Cybercentry and offering all them services. That was in Q4 this year. And then obviously we've got phase 4 was the BitPay integration. I am hoping that by the start of 2026, the tokens hit a market cap which is acceptable to BitPay for them to say, right, we're now going to start using Sentry as a payment method within our platform. And as I mentioned before, every product that you see in the marketplace can currently be purchased by one of 100 cryptocurrencies. We want to be one of those cryptocurrencies that is used for cybersecurity services.
What's that magic number? They're the market cap threshold.
They haven't said.
Okay, that's helpful. Yeah,
which is helpful. So every so often, I'm saying, "I'm here. Is this good enough?" Yeah, we're still watching you. We're seeing how you develop, and it's just as it is.
Okay.
But I'm hoping that by Q1 2026, that is the magic number.
There you go. I mean, to be fair, if they give you the number and the criteria, people will game that and find a way to, kind of get themselves there inorganically, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
so maybe it makes sense that they don't.
That's potentially the reason, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it then comes away from quarters 2026, looking at global expansion. It's one of the great things of cryptocurrency. It's international. I'm working in different time zones, hence the 16-hour days. But it's I'm looking, as I said, about global accessibility. It's these areas where cybersecurity is important, but due to the infrastructure in the countries, it's not placed as well as it should be. And it's giving the tools to these areas, South America, Africa, Southeast Asia. It's giving them the tools to be able to secure themselves. And then phase 6, 2027, will be enhancing utility, looking even deeper into utility and utilities that we can offer. We are restricted at the moment with ACP to 5 services. Let's say by that point, it could be potentially an unlimited amount of services that could be offered.
Why? Go ahead. I'll ask after.
No, it's cool. I think you was going to say why 5?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm not sure. I think potentially it's just so that the system isn't overwhelmed with too many services potentially. They say get good at one service, but within cybersecurity, as we know, there's lots of different areas that people need to look at. One service isn't enough. But yeah, five's working for now. We're proving concept, and hopefully it grows to another amount.
There we go.
A higher amount. But yeah, it's the roadmap continues. It goes right up to 2029. Why 2029? It's because the cybersecurity market is expected to grow between now and 2029 significantly. As it grows, there's going to be more incidents. As the digital landscape increases, there will be more incidents that occur within that landscape.
I don't know if you're a mind reader because that's just like two things in a row you've guessed before I've asked it, and that was it. The potential for growth in revenue and all. I don't even know if you can project those things, but thoughts around that?
Well, it's interesting in our abstract of the white paper. It's set by 2029, 271 billion, a market of 271 billion between now and 2029. So there's massive growth there. And as I've said within my investment thesis for Virtual's protocol, that it might be a volatile market on the cryptocurrency side between now and that point, but that's not going to stop the growth of the cybersecurity industry. So I'm hoping that's what pulls everything through and makes people look at the project and its potential to say, well, yeah, this is a project that has got legs, even potentially during a difficult market.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 271 billion, massive
Big
market.
Pretty big, pretty darn big. We got a question from Carbon. What is the training cover or the lesson plan for the individual training and cybersecurity franchise?
Yeah. So it's basically the training package. It's a free package on the marketplace within the training section, and it is called Certified in Cybersecurity. It's not something that I've created. It's worth going on there, having a look at it. You can see the different sections of that course and what's included. It just allows anybody to get a base knowledge of cybersecurity, not a technical knowledge, but a governance knowledge. What's cybersecurity about? When somebody's trying to implement cybersecurity controls, how are they doing it? What tools do they have to do it? And yeah, that is the course which I've set as a prerequisite for somebody to become part of the Cybercentry partner program.
Dude, great stuff. Let me think if I have any final questions. Oh, I do. Final question here for me, at least for now. And I want to say, dude, you got to come back. You got to come back and give us updates here when you got them. I always tell people it's always an open door. So even if you want to come on the show for 5 minutes, pop in, give everybody an update on if you have a big announcement launch, please come and do that. But question is, community, actually it fits right here. Community is so important. It just, it is. Builders, I know this because it's us and it's you and it's people who are building don't really care about the market cap of their token. They don't. To a degree, like we understand why it matters and when, and in this case, it matters for you getting your token, having some like utility to be able to spend it. So it matters, right? And so much of that is tied to just mind share. It just is. It's just how it works. Attention, mind share usually is going to make that token price move. How much do you think about that? What are you doing to, I guess, foster the community, grow it, and stay in touch with your community?
Yeah, so it's an important one to myself and the project. At the moment, it's just currently me within the team. I am the team. I am looking at outsourcing certain areas, which will allow me to spend more time in the community. But as most will be aware, my advisor, Nick plays crypto. His message is head down, keep developing. And I agree with that because whenever I develop and have a win, there is an effect on the token, a positive effect that assists the community and obviously funds the community's bags. But I am heavily active within Telegram. And when I've got 3 monitors in front of me. One of them is permanently on Telegram. Nice. And if somebody comes in there and asks a question, I will flick onto it and answer the question. I will answer individuals within X as well. And we've obviously got the Discord. I'm part of Nick Plays Crypto's Discord server, so I'm answering questions in there. It is important to me. And sometimes when I'm just when I'm just about to succeed on something, I've got restraint just to say, right, I'm going to park that and speak with this person who's asking a question about the project. Because like you've said, it is important for me to have a community. There is a OG community within Cybercentry, and I'm really proud to say that, and I'm really happy that these guys and girls are following the project through. And yeah, I have in mind everybody's investment, because I know as a previous trader, before I started developing, that it's important for me to, number one, develop first and foremost, but yeah, number two, to make sure that I'm still communicating with everybody and telling them everything that's going off, and I do that daily.
Great answer. Great answer. The heads down building, because that matters more than everything. If something gets its hype, token pumps because just chatter on X, that doesn't last. But the product does.
Yeah.
It's a great product. It lasts, and then you got something real and sustainable. And then you have staking going live, I believe. Well, there it is, August 1st. So staking live, is that this week? Is it August?
That's Friday, I believe.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, staking goes live for Sentry this week. On virtuals or also on your website?
Yep. So
Okay.
it's basically utilizing the virtuals protocol staking system. So people can still collect their Virgin points as well as take advantage of the rewards, the 25 million Sentry that has been put into that pot, and it's for the community and those that stake their tokens from the 1st of August until the 18th of January as a minimum. There's multipliers that kick in there for anybody who wants to hold and stake for longer. And also those community members that have already staked, what we've done is if the stake unlocks as part of that 1st of August to 18th of January timeframe, as long as that the token is then relocked within 24 hours to fulfill that requirement up until the 18th of January, we're allowing that as well. So those that have already staked don't get to lose out on the staking program.
Wow, really cool, really cool. Good chunk of supply going, and the unlock comes at a point. Some people were worried with staking. You're unlocked when the market is not here anymore, and that's not the case here. I think we're gonna be having a pretty spicy next year too, at least the beginning. So, dude, awesome stuff, guys, and I hope you see. I know you see it. There's no way you don't. Lee's the real deal, and Cybercentry really, really legit, dude. You're really cool. I appreciate you coming on. I love what you're cooking, man. So keep at it. And definitely come back and share those updates. But
yeah, definitely.
Thank you, dude.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
And then, guys, it's going to be a busy week. In fact, I'm thinking here, I may have to do some of the days this week, like 2 episodes, because we have guests coming all week. All week. Tomorrow, Quant.fun on the show. Wednesday, Ring Fence. Thursday, Mo from Animoca chatting. The legend AI agent. That's a really interesting one. So I know we got to do our catch up and talk market and do our little DJing together. So stay tuned. I'll probably drop some details there. And also might have another surprise show tomorrow. But guys, make sure you follow Sentry Agent on X. Is it just that one account, or do you have a Cybercentry account too?
Yeah, so the Cybercentry account, that was the initial account that was actually brute forced.
Oh no!
Just before launch, somebody didn't want me to launch, and yeah, it was brute force. So we've established Sentry Agent. It is the automated account. We are working with X at the moment to get that unsuspended.
Okay.
And then if that doesn't occur, we'll then create a new account that manages Sentry Agent.
There you go, dude. That sucks, but it happens. All the time. Good luck getting that back. But guys, Sentry_Agent. Follow them, please. Check out the Sentry token. I see Degen had on Iris sitting at 4 or 5 mil. I'm sorry, but I look for opportunities here. It's what I see. You guys can follow us at the Swarm_AI, and then most importantly, at least for us here right now on the show. Subscribe to CryptoSlam over on YouTube. If you can't catch these shows live, you still got to catch them at some point. They're I think, really, really important to hear from these guys who are building. So subscribe over on CryptoSlam. Catch the replays. We're live every day of the week, 9 a.m. Eastern time. So try to catch us live. Otherwise, get them there. Lee, thank you again, man. Hope your day is
you're welcome,
man.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you guys. Peace.
Take care.